Do you have touch hunger, the need for non-sexual hugs, touch, cuddles, etc.? How do you deal with it? My love language is physical touch and I try hard not to get stuffed. School breaks are easier because I'm home with family. When I'm at school or with friends, I wish I could just know how they feel about physical contact. I'm always ready to give someone a big hug. Sit as close to me as you want. My heart breaks thinking about people who so desperately need a hug. I wish it was more acceptable for us to just ask and give. Greater than love language. I'm surprised you're the first person to mention this. It's a fantastic book and a great thing to apply to any relationship. My wife is touch, but I'm acts of service, and since we've read the book it's helped our marriage immensely. It's also helped me vary the ways I show love to our kiddos. When I was totally soaked fast by a super heavy rain, it had kinda similar feeling to a hug. Maybe hop in the shower dressed. I don't seem to need it. I suppose so, but it isn't extreme. Having a pet to cuddle with was helpful when I was living alone. My suggestion would be to get a dog or cat. Obviously the dog would probably be easier to cuddle with, but cats are super comforting too. Cats will just get overstimulated a lot quicker than a dog. 2020, the search for a cute puppy. That could be a New Year's resolution that would be hard to fail. Plus having a dog forces you to be more physically active by taking them on walks and such. I wish so much I could get a dog, but I work full time and generally spend 2 hours at the gym after work, so I don't think I have time to dedicate to a dog. Frown. Yes, I haven't had a partner or any sort of relationship in 26 years, and honestly I wonder what it would feel like just to hold someone. Then I just put on the TV or music and push that thought away. Edit. Thank you all for the advice. The new year has started off really well thanks to you guys and gals. It's nice having someone to talk to. Same. I also have a dog and lots of pillows. How old are you? I know at any age loneliness is awful, but if you're still young, there might still be hope for you and also your dog, an amazing animal and friend right there. Give him/her a cuddle for me, heart. I love psychical touch. Hugs are amazing, cuddling is amazing. It's hard not knowing who enjoys those as well. I hope I find a partner that enjoys it as much as I do. Yes and no. I'm so starved on it that it has become normal. I don't really deal with it because it grew normal for me. But then you get one of those dreams, where you are in a relationship or something like that and you feel all warm and fuzzy, and then you wake up alone in your bed and it feels like someone ripped a piece out of you. And then you are not fine for the next few days. I don't dream. Or better said, I don't remember them. Ever. I don't wake up straight out of my dreams. My dreams stay deeply within me, never be found. I just heard about something called cuddle parties on NPR today. They start off with discussing consensual touching and are overseen by a professional entity. A professional cuddler, I guess. I went to a cuddle workshop a few months ago. It was really interesting. It was a pretty small group, but the person who put it on said he's had upwards of 50 to 60 people. We started by doing exercises where half of us would close our eyes while the other half would walk up to another person and touch them on one shoulder, then the other, then give them a hug. We did this for a few minutes, then switched. We then split into pairs and did a tryst exercise where we guided the other person around the room with their eyes closed. We again split into pairs and took turns telling the other person stuff about ourselves, and the only response we were supposed to give was thank you. We would stop and discuss what we were feeling throughout the exercises as a way of checking in. In the end we sat in a circle with our backs facing in and we laid down one by one until we were in a cuddle puddle. Overall it was a really nice experience. I'd recommend it. People are so prone to equate touch with sex that it becomes really easy to alienate yourselves from human contact in a platonic context. There are also cuddle therapists popping up. I'd totally work in one if we had one locally. I'm a pretty decent big spoon. Did anyone cry? Because just reading and imagining that has me close to tears. It sounds so nice. Volunteer at an animal shelter. The animals there are probably more touch-starved than you. Absolutely. My husband and I have very little contact of any kind, so when we do touch, it feels awkward and unnatural. I just deal with it. It hurts, and I've talked to him about it, but nothing has changed. Oh God, I'm sorry. Thanks. Oh yeah, I definitely do. I miss physical contact. But I'm also traumatized and can't handle being touched by another person unless I know I can trust them. That's hard for me now. Eventually you quit craving it so much. It's been 4 years since I've cuddled with anyone. I have been offering to dog sit a lot more over the last few years. Good news though, I had a great first date yesterday. Congratulations on a great first date. I hope there are many more to come. Dog sitting is such a great idea. Animals can offer so much comfort. Yes. Over the last 2 years I've dealt with a concussion that changed my mood, ended a relationship that I thought was really going places, got a promotion and shift change that significantly changed my work and social habits, and struggled with depression because of all of this and more, which has led to a fair amount of me withdrawing from people. I don't deal with it well. I'm very guarded about physical touch outside of a romantic relationship. I'm introverted, but I know I have need for community. I have a good core of friends that are there for me, but I just don't often let people in or make time to be around. I did. After a while of cuddling my body pillows pretending they were somebody, it helped a lot. Today I said to my coworker, remember that time we hugged in a trailer and then never talked about it? He said he did. He was having a rough time and needed to cry on a shoulder of a friend. I asked if we could do that again, and he agreed. I told him it's just fucking hard. He told me he knows, but it will get better. I think he might be one of my best friends and I didn't even realize it. Here's to bro hugs, my dude. No. I dislike being touched. I've never liked it, even as a kid. My kid and husband are both very touchy-feely and I basically just put up with it, but sometimes I have to say, stop, enough. I can't stand touch that I didn't invite. I love touching someone I really care for. But, I don't like my family touching me in ways I expect a partner to. It just feels weird and sends shivers down my spine. Like rubbing the back of the neck or the middle of the back between the shoulder blades. My mom and dad do that shit sometimes if I meet up for whatever reasons and they feel the need to comfort me. I'm just like, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but please stop touching me, lol. Yes. I tell my husband I need hugs. If he's cuddly, he complies. If not, he tells me and I suffer, lol. I used to, because nobody I was close to was nearly as touchy-feely as me. It's part of the reason I got pets. But luckily now my husband is very cuddly, so I don't have that problem anymore and I'm very happy about it. I remember after our son was born, my wife struggled with some pretty severe postpartum depression and PTSD due to the circumstances of his birth. That was a pretty rough year, and there were days at a time that would go by where she could barely even look at me. In the moment, it was difficult, but I understood that her struggle was far greater than my own, and my responsibilities were to her and our son. Looking back, it was difficult and lonely. You are a fabulous person and husband to recognize that your wife's postnatal depression was beyond her control. It is a terribly hard mental illness to deal with. 3 years on from having my baby, I am still dealing with PND. My husband was so patient and kind. I knew at the time that I was treating him like shit, but I couldn't get out of the fog of depression for a while. Seriously, it's bad. My co-worker was standing behind me and started idly rubbing the back of my neck. It's a small office, we're both women, there's no impropriety at all in this, and I just stopped talking and closed my eyes. It was so damn nice and she barely noticed she was doing it. I have it bad. Always had it bad. I guess I deal by thinking it's awkward, lol. I love when my wife tickles my back or arms. I love snuggling up to her too. And when I drink I'm told I give really long hugs, which I can see being awkward. But long human contact is supposed to have health benefits. So I don't see why those things are considered strange to us. Technically we're just feeling the need to heal one another, right? Edit, by it I mean the touch hunger. Yes. My husband dislikes any sort of affection, only the touch that comes with having sex. I want affection from him, but he doesn't want to give any because it's not his thing. Whenever he does try now, it makes me uncomfortable. Yes, I'm already in therapy. Not looking for advice. Thank you. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs who love to snuggle, so it makes up for it, in a way. I will also surround myself with pillows to make it feel like I'm being loved on. I go get a massage. I was widowed nearly 2 years ago. I miss things like holding hands to help my husband cross the road, cutting his hair. The normal sort of things that you don't think about at the time. I cuddle my cat, but it's nothing near the same even though it's nice. So I don't know how to cope really. Not helpful. I am neutral face, sorry. No, I'm sorry. I hope and pray it gets better for you. Sending hugs to everyone who wants one. As someone who has crazy touch hunger, I cuddle with my friends a lot because I am single. I've also attended cuddle parties, which are awesome. I'm lucky enough to have a few good friends who are good for hugs. It feels odd if I go too long without touch. Someone gently caressing my back is so amazing. Could go for that over sex sometimes. Fingers running through my hair, massaging my scalp, a warm hand cupping my cheek, a palm gliding over my back, a hand at the back of my head gently pushing me against his chest, the warmth and feeling of safety of being a human burrito in his arms. Yes, it's a totally different kind of satisfaction compared to sex. Thankfully, I'm one of the lucky ones who haven't so to experience it with. I'd feel so deprived without him. Nope. I get the craving when I talk to girls, but even then, I try to separate my upper and lower head's influence. As I've gotten older, it's gotten easier for sure. Nope, I have a beagle. Beagle owners will understand. For those suffering from it, get a beagle. My now ex-girlfriend broke up with me 9 months ago tomorrow, and I'm still fucked up over it on a daily basis. One of the things I deal with is this starve for human contact, like this thread says. The last couple days have been especially rough, and right now I'm at a New Year's party and the host has a beagle who's been clinging to me all day, and I can confirm, I feel a little better as a result. TLDR, I have a need for physical comfort, but my conscious mind has largely chosen to ignore it. Yes and no. Sometimes I'll be desperate for comfort, but I don't realize I need a hug or a cuddle. It just doesn't register as a comforting thing, or as something that can help, until my so or my ma hugs me. I've recently started to seek out hugs and cuddles for comfort, but it takes a while to dawn on me that it's something I need. It's weird because I grew up getting all the hugs from parents. My weird artsy stoner friends in high school didn't understand personal space, and my so would cuddle me constantly if it didn't mean some Death Stranding style encumbrance.